Radiant team ban.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the CDL casted by Maut. This is going to be George Mason University versus University of Toronto. We're coming to you presented by NEODota, and I'm glad you guys can be here. This is the opening round of the CDL. We've got a lot of teams in the East playing right now, and I'm pretty excited to see that. Currently,
10 seconds remaining.
hopefully my XSplit is working. It doesn't seem to be
5 seconds
transmitting
remaining.
for some reason. I'm not sure why. So let me get that fixed real quick,
Reserve time.
and I'll get back to you in just a second. I don't know why it's not working. Is it going? There we go. Excellent. It just turned on right now. Sorry about that. So we're going to get into the game here. Of course, you see George Mason University is actually ran by former captain or former player of Quantic, and Korak will be the captain of George Mason University. So Korak is in this game against the University of Toronto.
Radiant team ban.
And this should look to be a good game. Honestly, this is just going to be, this is a pretty fun tournament. Nothing too serious going on right now. These teams are really just doing this for fun. Amateur tournament. There's no real prize on the line, not that I know of, at least right now. Shout out to all of the CDL admins for getting this together and ready. It was pretty hectic at the get-go, but it's looking good right now. So I'm excited to cast this. I'm excited to be here with you for some Dota. In the late afternoon if you're an East Coaster. It's 4 p.m. over here. Maybe some of you in the Pacific are just waking up right now, so I'd like to invite you to watch some amateur Dota 2 action. And once again, I am Maut. You can find me on my own channel at twitch.tv/MautDota2. But here for the first time, I'm on the NEODota channel. And we're actually in the captain's mode of this game right now. Taeyon PAs is going to be the University of Toronto game, and the Team Quantic logo will be on the, of course, George Mason University. The bans we've got so far, we see the Undying and the Wisp ban on the side of George Mason. On the side of University of Toronto, we see Darkseer and Jakiro, and the first pickup will be the Batrider, incredibly strong in this metagame. Really great mid-hero, also a great off-laner. Chaos Knight will be immediately picked up by the side of George Mason University, followed by Templar Assassin. So really interesting that George Mason's not really, they're not too nervous about facing this Batrider with the Templar Assassin. I mean, Batrider is considerable hard counter to the Templar Assassin, especially in the mid lane. We'll see if they decide to send the Batrider mid and the Templar Assassin mid, and we'll see an interesting laning matchup early on. So we'll get into the next few pickups here. Things that we often see, Tidehunters often either banned out or picked up early on. Since Undying and Jakiro are gone, we do not see those two heroes picked up. Instead, we might see something like a Venomancer. Of course, Wisp is gone as well. Wisp isn't really too often, I think, nowadays. I think he's picked up considerably, but not as much as you might think some other supports would be. So we'll get into the next few pickups here. And I'm solo casting today, so I hope you guys are ready to hear a lot of my voice. I actually got a new microphone. It's going pretty well. Hopefully you guys can hear just fine. My old microphone had a little bit of a hiss, white static noise in the background. And of course, there is the Tidehunter being picked up by University of Toronto. Or UT, I'll just call them for this game, in GMU versus UT. So that's going to add considerable amount of team fight. If they're able to get the lasso off on maybe a Templar Assassin or Chaos Knight before Chaos Knight can get his Phantasm off, that can take him out of the fight, followed by a Ravage, could do a considerable amount of damage. Of course, Flame Break is really, and Firefly, excuse me, Firefly is really what you need to watch out for. That damage over time, just standing in that fire, can be hectic in a team fight. The Batrider flying all over the place is very tough to kill because of that Firefly. Flying over all sorts of terrain. It's definitely interesting to see how that's going to work out here. But now it's too early to really tell how the lanes are going to work out right now. Chaos Knight will probably be in either an aggressive tri-lane or a safe lane tri-lane. Templar Assassin, I think, will probably head mid at this point in time. Bounty Hunter is going to be the pickup for UT right now. So the way it's looking out for UT, Tidehunter will probably be part of a tri-lane. They'll send Batrider in the mid lane, and Bounty Hunter is usually the solo off-laner. We'll see what they decide to pick up. They need a hard carry at this point. Bounty Hunter is very good for utility carrying. With that track hold, it allows him to really get up a lot of gold with ganking early on at level 6, and we'll see if this works well.
10 seconds remaining.
Against this lineup, it could work. Chaos Knight and Templar Assassin are two hard heroes to gank. Of course, Refraction, very annoying to deal with, as well as Meld. Chaos Knight is just a tanky hero. He doesn't have a lot of mobility, but he can certainly just tank up a lot of the damage and survive. It's very frustrating to deal with. Guys in chat, if there's anything wrong with the stream at all, please let me know. I'd really appreciate it. Rubik is going to be the pickup from GMU. That'll probably
Radiant
be one of their
team
supports in that tri-lane. With the Templar Assassin, I don't expect Rubik to go mid. We do see Rubik mid a lot, but I don't think this is a case where it will happen. So keep that in mind. And we're going to get into the second ban phase right now. Of course, with the 6.75 changes, everybody knows the ban phase and the pick phase has been changed significantly. Remember, you usually had 3 bans in the first part, but now it's only 2. And the 3 bans are actually in the latter ban phase. So UT will have the first ban coming out right now. Remember, this is University of Toronto versus GMU. This is the opening round of the CDL. I am Maut casting this here for you. Queen of Pain will be the ban out here. Interesting ban. I think they realized that they need an offlaner, and Queen of Pain is actually pretty good at offlaning and has been picked like that pretty significantly in the past few weeks. You know, by all real pro teams. She's not just a mid lane hero. Next ban will come up from the side of GMU. So the way it's looking right now, GMU do need another support, and we'll need an offlaner right now. Of course, Windrunner is available, Beastmaster as well. There's other offlaners in the pool that I'm trying to think of. Darkseer, of course, is not. Was the first ban out from UT. One of the strongest offlaners, if not the strongest offlaner in the game. Venomancer will be banned out, followed by Leshrac. Leshrac, I'm surprised, wasn't really picked up early on. I think I would favor Leshrac pickup over Rubik, just specifically because of his pushing ability. Even with his Edict change, it's really not that big of a deal. Brewmaster is going to be the next ban out from GMU. And that's a good mid-game carry. And with somebody like Bounty Hunter, it could work significantly well. Enigma is the last ban out from UT. And that's another offlaner that could be used really, really well. And get those Eidolons up in the side lane. Just send him there, and he'll deal a decent amount of damage. And left alone, he can farm very well, get that black hole up, and he could be really annoying in the mid to late game. Of course, that black hole is just really frustrating to play against. But he is easily countered. If you have that Bat Rider and you blink in there, you get a lasso off before he even tries to black hole. Remember, the lasso does go through the BKB magic immunity. Last ban coming here from GMU.
10 seconds remaining.
10 seconds on their regular time. You look at the reserve time, UT actually has taken a lot of it. They've only got 10 seconds of reserve time left, so they're really thinking about what they want to pick and ban here. I'm surprised. I didn't think it was taking that long, but apparently I wasn't paying too much attention. So the reserve time is now for GMU, and they're going to ban Windrunner.
Radiant team pick.
Which I think is interesting. Lena will be the next pickup from UT right now. And she's really exciting to hear how to play. Hitting those Light Strike arrays will be key, absolutely critical. Of course, the Dragon Slave is essentially a very useful nuke. It's a lot of damage. And of course, Laguna Blade, her other nuke, which can be really, really annoying. There's the Enchantress pickup.
Radiant team pick.
So it looks like it'll be Chaos Knight, Rubik, and an Enchantress, and maybe an aggressive tri-lane if they decide to send the Enchantress into the opposing jungle. That could be very interesting. We'll see what happens, though. 2 more picks, 1 for each team coming up shortly.
Sven stands ready.
And Sven. He just chops. That's right, the cleave from Sven. We've seen him picked up more and more as a carry right now. And of course, going with that Mask of Madness build, he can be essentially very strong, very tanky, very tough to deal with. Of course, Warcry and God's Strength, very annoying. Just really great stuff. Bonus armor, of course, the bonus speed from Warcry. The cleave will be extraordinarily nice. I think this is going to be a pretty good tri-lane. You've got what looks like to be Tidehunter, Lena, and Sven in a tri-lane. That's a really nice setup because you have the Sven with the Warhammer using for that first stun, then Lena will hit the Light Strike array. Of course, Tidehunter with Gush and Anchor Smash will be able to also nuke considerately. And then, of course, Bounty Hunter will be in that off lane and Bat Rider the mid lane. That's looking like how it's going to set up right now. Sven is going to be really, really strong in this game, and it's going to be up to GMU to see if they can stop him. Of course, though, if you take Sven versus Chaos Knight, I think I'd probably prefer Chaos Knight just because of the Phantasm, the illusions doing a ton of damage later on into the game. Sven can be tanky, it can be very tough to deal with Chaos Knight, getting those crits, getting the Phantasm damage, Chaos Bolt. Chaos Knight just has a better kit, I think, overall against Sven. But Sven is certainly a good pickup. It's really going to come down to which tri-lane is going to be better. Honestly, I like GMU's tri-lane right now. If they decide to send the Enchantress, Rubik, and Chaos Knight into the aggressive tri-lane with the Enchantress in the aggressive jungle, it could cause a lot of problems. Clinks will be the last pickup here. and that's going to be their offlaner. So right now they have a very strong lineup. Clinks has actually seen a lot more play as of recently. I can't remember. There was a team that I was watching just recently who played, I think it was Empire, was playing the Clinks, and they do really well with him. And I think that's a really good style of play, and I think GMU will run that extraordinarily well. UT going to run with that lineup against the Clinks and have the Bounty Hunter against Clinks. So it'll actually be, the offlaners should be, if they're in the same lane together, it'll be Invis versus Invis lineup, which is pretty interesting. We'll get in just a second and see what the lanes are actually going to be, and if I'm right, and if they're going to send the Chaos Knight into an aggressive tri-lane. But until then, we're just going to start out. We're going to see Baroya on the side of the Enchantress. That falls on the side of Clinks. Austin will be on the Chaos Knight. Korok, of course, will be on the Templar Assassin. And Ansfield will be on the Rubik. Good luck have fun coming out from both teams. Nice to see a little manner in the Dota 2 community. 112233 will be on the Bat Rider in the mid lane for the side of UT. Yunji will be on the Lina. We'll see Drew Sika will be on the Sven. Empyrean will be on the Tidehunter. And finally, we'll see Styx on the Bounty Hunter. CPM Styx, actually. So it looks like it will be Styx up here in the top lane against this Clinks in the solo side lane here. This is actually the easy lane for Clinks. They're going to send the aggressive tri-lane, like I predicted, down into the bottom lane. It will be the Enchantress in the aggressive jungle. This could be really, really gross early on. Let me turn off my net graph. I apologize. I really should not have had that on. I was streaming a little bit earlier. I was keeping that on. Right now, wards are on the side of the Bounty Hunter. He'll ward up the rune spot real quick. Checking both the runes. Baroya going for enchant first with the smoke early on. They might go for a gank. They might rotate mid here with the Rubik, and that could be very dangerous. If they get something like a Dark Troll Warlord early on, Bat Rider can be in a bit of trouble if he doesn't go Firefly first, which he actually might go for that sticky napalm early on. So that'll be something you'll have to look out for. Meanwhile, this tri-lane will be exactly as called with Empyrean, Yunji, and Drew Sika here running this tri-lane. They'll have Lina in the lane for the most part, and I think they'll have the Tidehunter pulling for as much as possible. There is a sentry ward here, just making sure that they have any vision of wards in this lane. They want to make sure that there's no vision going where they don't know it is. Keep up the last hits shard already. I don't know how you have one last hit already, Rubik, but that's interesting. Deny already coming out. Mid lane, this is going to be tough for Korok, but he's had tougher challenges before, I'm sure. If there's anybody that can handle it in this game, I'm sure it's him. For the top lane, we'll see what looks like to be a Wraith Band early on for Clinks. And Styx will not be able to get too close here against this range of the Clinks. He's already using his Syrian arrows pretty effectively. Enchantress going for the Alpha Wolf early on. Just a little bit of harass here. So both tri-lanes are going to be facing each other, whether they rotate down, whether they rotate, and switch lanes and send Yunji and Drew Sika with the Tidehunter up to the top lane and send Bounty Hunter down is remaining to be seen. That'll take some time before we actually see that play out, or if they decide to stay in here. By the way, this Sven sword is pretty amazing, I gotta say. It's pretty awesome looking. I don't know which Sven sword that is, but it's awesome. I don't play Sven nearly enough, but already a little bit of harassment coming in from the Enchantress. Double damage coming in on for Korok, and so meanwhile, Bat Rider will have to be careful. The side blades are up on Korok. He can deal a bit of damage from a faraway place, but of course the sticky napalm will be stacking up. It's going to be annoying for Korok to deal with. Baroya, just showing Empyrean that he's there, just wants to say, hey, I know you're going to try to pull, but that's not going to happen. So already, a little bit of cheekiness coming from the side of George Mason. Empyrean's going to head back into the lane, it looks like. There's another chant. Baroya grabbing the Ursa War. Meanwhile, if we look at the farm right now, Clinks and Templar Assassin doing the most last hits right now. Korok, of course, with 10. Not surprising. Sideblades being very annoying against 1-1. Of course, he had double damage, but it's gone now. The farm in the bottom lane is actually pretty even. 7 right now for Austin, 5 for Sven, so it's sort of even at this point in time. The real problem is Bounty Hunter's not getting as much farm here against this Clinks, and that's going to happen when he's just searing arrows, just harassing you away from the lane. So Bounty Hunter going for double Janata early on with the Shadow Walk, not going for the Shuriken just yet. Once he gets tracked, we'll see him leave. Meanwhile, in the middle lane, a lot of Firefly damage going on Kork. He's got 4 stacks. Meanwhile, his Refraction popped immediately because of the Firefly and the damage coming there. But even with the 4 Napalm stacks, 1-1's not able to really do enough damage to really push Korok out of the lane or even threaten him.
Regeneration!
Stick going with the Sage's Mask early on. Probably go for a Ring of Basilius just to get that armor. Plus the mana regen is always nice. Oh, Austin taking a bit of damage here. Here comes Baroya, though, going with the Dark Warlord and Snare on them. Yunji's also very low. Surprisingly, no one died there, and thank God, because I would have missed First Blood, and that would not have been good. Oh, man. That been bad. Meanwhile, I don't miss First Blood because Korok got initiated on. He has 6 stacks of Sticky Napalm on him just for a second. Firefly up to the top ground, tried to get away, but the tower actually got the last hit there, and Korok getting the First Blood. So, good job by him. That's going to make his farm a little bit better. He's already got a bottle early on. Austin, back up to full health. Looks like he used his salve. He's going for Magic Wand as quickly as possible. Doesn't have his boots or treads or anything like that. Experience in a tri-lane is always going to be tough early on, so that's really the problem when you go tri-lane versus tri-lane. But at this point in time, GMU looking very strong, and I think the real thing is Korok in the mid game is probably going to be a little bit better than I think the Bat Rider early on. Firefly coming in, going to try to get a few last hits. He's not even going to try to really go on Korok just now. Meanwhile, down here, Baroya in a little bit of a bad position. There's the Stormhammer coming in on him. Drew's going to just try to right-click him just a little bit. There's a little bit of a body block. Dragon Slave or Light Strike Array. Will he try to hit it? No. Telekinesis onto Yunji. And so they harass each other a little bit, but nothing really going on here. No real kills. In the top lane, what's going on here? Nothing too much. Bounty Hunter's farm is not going too well. Look at the net worth chart. It's a little early on, but Templar Assassin leading the net worth. Klink's not too far behind. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, Sven finally gets the kill on the Chaos Land. That's going to set them back just a little bit. And UT did need that kill because with that First Blood going the way of Korok, they really needed something to get their motivation going here. Korok with 4 stacks right now. He's taking a lot of damage. There's the meld, but this might turn around for a kill for Korok right now. They both might go down. Korok barely just living, popping his Magic Wand. He still has bottle. 1-1-2 also living. Somehow, he's going to pop up a salve there, and he'll be fine. Right clicks going on between Austin and Drew's right now. Drew's taking a lot of damage. 3 seconds stun on him. Will there be a Fable to follow up? There should be. Telekinesis up. He's got no support here. Where are his supports in the lane? They're back here. They're not going to try to go for this. Rubik getting the kill there, so nice job. Let's look at the hero level right now. So Klinks and Korok right now at level 6, and we're going to see some ganks early on, I think. So keep an eye out for that. Bottle is finished up for Styx right now. He's got a ward here. He's got some vision. There's some Janata damage going in, but Styx now doesn't have a Shadow Walk, so if he keeps getting chased by these Searing Arrows, Fails can do a bit of damage, and Fails is going to put up a salve really quickly. Korok's been sitting around half life for this entire time, essentially, in the mid lane. Going back to the last hit chart. Klinks is doing a very good job in that side lane. You can see this ward right here. In the lane, just granting them vision. Sentry Ward is up on Rubik as well. Austin getting his boots now with his Magic Wand. Level 4 only. He's a little far behind. I think Sven's actually level 3 somehow. He's now getting a little bit of experience here now that Yunji has rotated out just for a second, but now it's going to be even more difficult. Austin at level 4 as well. Stormhammer coming in on Ansel right now. There's the Gush, followed by the Light Trick Array. Good kill there. 2 seconds stun on Yunji, though. So, Sven helping get a few kills there, initiating right now. 2 for 2 is the score at this point in time. 1-1-2 is having a tough time in this mid lane here. He doesn't even have a bottle. Not sure if he's going to go for it at this point. 3 Iron Branches still in there. He's going to go for a Magic Wand eventually. Styx is very low as well. But he's got that bottle. He's just going to pop some charges off. Track up on Falls is going to go down. Really quick Oblivion Staff. That Orchid will be finished up pretty quickly, honestly. It might be like even a 12-minute Orchid Malevolence, so we'll see that. Korok sitting behind this tier 1 tower in mid, looking to go for a gank here. He has a haste rune. Will he pop it is the question. He's going to die for this. Meld will come up. There's the lasso. Not able to get the meld damage just yet. Good play by 1-1-2. Will this be enough, though? 1-1-2 will go down. Korok taking a bunch of damage. There's no rotation coming in. Melding just to get the tower off of him. Good job by Korok for that gank there. Good stuff. Spectators are really interested in this game. And Korok will rotate now down to the bottom lane. There's no ward here for the Radiant side. He's going to put a trap down on the bottom rune spot just so he's got vision there. And he's going to look for a kill here. Empyreon might be the target. Yunji's pretty squishy, honestly. Going 606. There's going to be a Stormhammer on Ansfield, followed by Telekinesis, stunning Yunji. There's the reality. Dragon Slave's going to hurt Ansfield a little bit. Light Strike Array, dealing some damage. But here comes Korok, and he's going to try to clean this up, and he might do a good job of it. A lot of damage. There's the Mel, getting the kill on the Tidehunter, following through Sika, doing a lot of damage. This should be at least a triple kill for Korok, and it absolutely will be. Korok not afraid of that Bat Rider in the middle lane, getting a triple kill. in the bottom lane. Great plays there. They lose they lose Ansfield, I believe it was, going down to the Tidehunter. But Korak comes down, cleans everything up. He's in a good position right now. Looking at the net worth. Now it's the GPM. Let's look at that real quick. 435 for Korak. Doing his best to really carry this mid game. And of course, that's what he does. He's very strong at it. There's the net worth. 4,000 gold net worth on the side of Korak right now. Clink's at about 3,000. He's doing pretty well. He's actually free farming right now. Bounty Hunter, I'm not sure where you are. Bounty Hunter return back to the base. So spending some time away from the lane, not something that you want, but he will try to go and get some track kills right now. He has track, and if that's something that you have to keep in mind. UT can get back into this with some track gold, but that triple kill is going to be very scary on Korak. He'll be very close to his blink tag. You can see he's only a few hundred away from it. Broya will rotate down here. There's still no ward here on the river, which is really what they need. It's actually right here. They might have just saw him. I didn't see him, but they might have seen Korak rotate up there. Not sure. They're not picking anything out just yet. But Yunji and Empyrean's actually in a bad position. He can see Korak there at the camp right now, and Empyrean's going to stay back a little bit. Here comes the Bounty Hunter, though. He might go for Baroy here, but they do have a sentry ward, so Styx will walk right through for this. They ping him out. Really slow. There's going to be the slow coming from Korak, but they don't have any vision right now. Empyrean going to do. There's going to be Stormhammer on 2. Reality Rift in onto Yunji. There's a nice Light Strike Array onto 2. Korak's a little low. Here comes Batrider as well, going for a lasso. Will go on Korak. There's going to be the refraction being caught. Korak's taking a ton of damage. There's a track hold on him. Korak will go down. That's really what they need. A good rotation from 1-2. Flame Break coming in on Ansfield. Will they get any more is the question. Lena going down on the side of UT right now. Blocking Austin right now, trying to get back. There's the telekinesis. 1-1-2, you're in a bad position. Is there a stun? There's a 2-second stun coming in. Drusik is going to try to dive as well. Some damage coming in from 1-1-2. He's going to be slowed with the enchant. Fails coming in as well. What can they get here? Is he going to strafe? Is he going to look for a kill? Styx is in a bad position. Do they have dust is the question. They do not on the Enchantress. They don't think they have it on Ansfield either. They have no real vision on Styx, so he'll be fine for right now. So really a good kill there with 1-1-2 rotating in. Getting the kill on Korak is absolutely what they needed.
That was good of you.
And they should be getting back into this a little bit. It's 10 minutes. Let's look at the graphs here for just a second. It's about 2,000 in XP right now, going for the favor of the Dire here for GMU. Gold is about 3,000, so UT's a little far behind right now, but they can catch up with this track hold, which they're doing so far. Oh, nice Stormhammer onto 2. Ansfield's going to be a little bit of trouble. Nice Light Striker way to fall up. Good chain of stuns. There's going to be the Phantasm. Austin's trying to get away. Will he? I don't think he will. He's going to go down. Styx will get a double kill there. Track gold should be going nice and smoothly for them at this point. Shuriken is getting the kill. Korak's actually up here in the top lane. Fortification. Batrider will rotate up now. Hasted Rune is in the bottle. Korak still not at his Blink Dagger just yet. He was very close before that death, but now he's a little far behind. Centaur Khan coming in with Broya. Austin will TP back in. He's actually going for a slow ring, which is something we see a lot with Chaos Knights nowadays. Going for that heavy nuke damage. I was surprised when I first saw that people were doing this, but not anymore. It's something that you see pretty consistently. Looking at the hero levels right now, level 6 for both the Sven and the Chaos Knight, but the real story is level 9 and 10 for Korak and for Klinks at this point in time. Everyone else looks to be about level 8 at this point, so keep in mind, Korak's about 100 gold away, 150 gold away, I should say, from his Blink Dagger. He'll get it very soon, maybe even after this creep camp. Rotated to the middle lane. Styx is here with the Poorman's Shield and with regular boots right now, only regular boots. Meanwhile, Baroy's getting chased at this point. Warcry has been popped. There's the Stormhammer, followed by the Gush. Trackhold coming in, Light Striker right. Baroy's going to go down. We've got a good game going on right now. A lot of kills going each way. 14 kills, 11 minutes, 12 minutes even. 1-1-2. Also trying to farm up that Blink Dagger. And Korak just finishing his. Strafe is available. He's alone here. Klinks is could be in a bit of trouble. There's a Bounty Hunter and Yunji here. Meanwhile, 4-second stun. There's the meld damage coming in from Korak, who rotated in. 1-1-2, you were in a bad position. You should not be here. There's a lasso coming into Austin, but there's no follow-up here. It's just solo. Austin taking a lot of damage, though, from that Firefly. He might live. No, he'll go down, but 1-1-2 will go down as well. So a trade 2 for 1 there. The Chaos Knight going down, but so is Sven and Batrider. And that's a good rotation from Korak. Meanwhile, Styx coming in with a double damage rune right now. Will he try to go on Ansfield? Yes, he will. Oh, he actually misses his Janata and Shadow Walk, but still a lot of damage coming in. He doesn't have enough mana for the Shuriken. There's the telekinesis. Will Styx go down before he can get the kill? There's the Gush. Now Baroy's in a bit of trouble, but here comes Falls as well. Pinging on sticks right now. They don't have any vision just yet. Korok's going to have to back up. Here comes Sven. There's the Warhammer going into Falls. Falls taking a ton of damage with the track going in. Korok has to back up as well. Burn Charge going to go there. Take his refraction off if he tries to pop it. He knows this. Here comes Austin with the Soul Ring pop. 3-second stun on the 6 right now. Still has double damage. Good Light Strike right. There's the Laguna Blade. There's the Ravage. Korok's now in a bad position. He's got to get out of there. Mel gonna be just fine doing some damage to Drusicka, but Yuji getting the kill with the Light Strike Array. So 12-9. UT turning this around just a little bit. That's got to make them feel good. Looking at the graphs, man, that helped them a lot. Experience is going way up. Gold as well. Back to 1,000 for about both. And right now we see 4 UT members down here in the bottom lane. No towers have been pushed just yet. This is a very gank-heavy game.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Middle tower being pressured just a little bit. Death Pact from the Clinks onto the
Dire's middle tower
Wild
is
War
under
Chief.
attack.
He's very close to his Orchid Malevolence. And that'll be really, really huge once he gets that. 112 also needs to get a Blink Dagger, but he actually went for his treads first before getting it. So right now, Korok is in a better position as a mid-hero. He has that Blink Dagger that can chase, but they really have been counter-initiated on a lot with that Ravage, with the Laguna Blade. They have such strong team fighting abilities early on. I think some BKBs are in order for GMU right now. Meanwhile, rotation mid, we see 4 heroes here. There's going to be a Reality Rift. Do they have any? There's the Dust Pop coming in from Austin and Baroya. Phantasm's going to come up as well. Some TPs rotating in. Yunji has his Laguna Blade up if they want to go on somebody again. So Reality Rift and Phantasm was popped just a little early. They didn't go on anybody. Korok's actually in the top lane pushing, so he wasn't there to really help initiate. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, Empyrion's here. Not with the, he has his Ravage up in about 45 seconds. Drusicka still farming away, going for that BKB. It looks like he has overclubbed. He's trying to get a little bit of magic immunity early on, and that's going to be pretty important against heroes like the Rubik. Of course, like Chaos Knight with the Reality Rift and the Chaos Bolt. TP coming in the top lane. Korok will have to back off. His tower's not in deny range, though. He did a lot of damage, which is good, and he'll just back off safely. Yunji with Arcane Boots right now. Let's look at the items right now. We see Medallion's actually finished up on the Bounty Hunter. That's going to be a little bit more damage. Counter warding happening from Yunji right now.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
The Blink Dagger and the Orchid's very close to being done there. Burn on Baroya. Meanwhile, Sven getting a kill with the Sentry Ward on Clinks. So bad pick off there. Fate Bolt coming in, just pushing Drusicka back a little bit. 2 heroes mid on the side of UT. Korok's going to come in. It looks like he's going to do a bit of damage. Will they go in here? Reality Rift, I think, is looking. Not going to happen, though. 112 needs to be careful. He's got his lasso, though. He's in a pretty good position. 3 heroes here. Baroya's going to come in with this Jorktor Warlord. Rotation coming down from 112. I think he's checking the rune, which is actually going to be an illusion rune. Blink coming in from Korok, though, and he's going to steal it right from underneath 112's nose. I'm surprised we haven't really seen any smoking, so I think Baroya and Yuji have been sitting on a smoke the entire game. Yeah. There's a lot of sentry wards and a lot of vision on this map, specifically just to counteract Clinks and the Bounty Hunter, as well as counter ward. Six going for the drums. You should have them finished pretty early on. Not too far away is actually the Clinks farming this creep camp. Meanwhile, Empyrion's going to get telekinesis down. Korok's going to come in. There is a Ravage available, but of course he's not going to pop it just to try to save his life, which probably wouldn't be a good idea. They get the kill on Empyrion. Templar Assassin getting some more farm. That's not really a good thing, but once again, not really a late game hero, but if anybody can play it like one, it's probably Korok. In the top lane, it's once again Invis heroes versus Invis heroes. In the mid, we see 4 heroes lined up here for the side of GMU. They look to push this this tier 1 tower. Only 2 heroes to here to defend it. Tidehunter will be up in about 3 seconds. We'll probably TP in and go for a Ravage if they try to aggress this a little bit, but it doesn't look like they will. They realize that, okay, we get the Tidehunter kill. We're not trying to go for anything too crazy just yet. Clinks is still farming away. We will see, I think, the recipe for the Orchid fly out to Clinks right now. So now they should be able to try to go for some ganks and get some tower pushes here with the Clinks with his Orchid Malevolence. Enchant coming in on Baroya. I just heard the sound. It's actually going to be the Centaur. In the middle lane, we see a lot of staring going on, mean mugging, if you will, but nothing happening just yet. Sven is actually free farming down here in the bottom lane. BKB very close to being finished. Not too much going on right now. We see Baroya on the high ground. Oh, meanwhile, Clark doing a bit of damage to Empyrean. Will he try to engage this? We see TP coming in from someone. There's the Reiter, followed by the 4-second stun. Good light trigger array to catch 3. A lot of damage coming in from the Firefly damage, plus the Dragon Slave. Good slow there to make sure they can't chase across the river here. Spell is stolen. What is it? It's going to be the Shadow Walk. He wanted track. And Korok's actually going to back off now that Enchantress is gone. So that was a very good light trigger array on 3. Getting a stun off, and now they're actually going to try to push this tower, and they can do so. They've got some time, and Enchantress is down for 5 seconds. They have a fortification. Will they try to defend it? Doesn't look like it. This tower, in fact, will go down. Last hit will go to Sven, and that's some gold, and that's the first tower gone this game, it looks like. Actually, the bottom tower had been pushed as well, so 2 towers gone for the side of GMU. That's not where they want to be. They're on their back heels right now, and UT playing extraordinarily strong. The BKB is flying out to the Sven right now. They'll be magic immune. They can look to fight this now, it looks like. Spell is stolen. It is Stormhammer. And he might try to fly it here. Stormhammer on Ansfield is going to be taking a bit of damage. Will he pop the BKB just yet? Not yet. But they get the kill on Ansfield, and they're going to kill this tier 2 tower as well. There's not much that GMU can do. They're sitting here and staring. And they're not going to try to engage this. They don't want to go into a Tidehunter Ravage, but because of that, they've lost a tier 1 tower and a tier 2 tower in the mid lane. That's not what they want. Will UT look to Roshan with this? I don't think so. They're just going to put a warbit up and back into their own jungle right now. Blink Dagger is bought up by the Bat Rider finally, and that's going to be a lot more initiation for a UT team that already has plenty of that. And so we'll keep that in mind. Once again, this is the CDL. I am Maut. Thanks for watching here on twitch.tv/NEODota. There's some other CDL games going on. This is the first round. This is the Eastern bracket. I'll be on later with the Western bracket game sometime. This is GMU versus University of Toronto. GMU, of course, George Mason University. Styx is going to have to back off. He does finish his drums up, though, but he's alone right now. If they have dust or any vision on them, which they do, this could be a big, big, big blunder for Styx. And in fact, I think dust will be popped. Will it? There it goes. Will the slow happen? There's the Orchid Malevolence, the silence. They don't have any slow, though, and this is going to be a waste right now. 133. This tower is very low. They should try to push this.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Meanwhile, their own top tower is actually getting pushed, so I think that's what they're planning on doing here. Korok is actually putting a trap down here. He's actually looking to solo Roche right now. Korok, with a cheeky maneuver of his own right, he's going for a BKB, has that Ogre Club, and they don't see this happening. There's no vision here. I don't know how Korok, I think Korok blinked in from the high ground. They have the ward here, so they would have seen otherwise. Top lane, still being defended by Styx and Empyrean right now. We see a rotation coming in from Falls, Ansfield, and the rest of his team, GMU. Looks like they want to take this Roshan. It's still very low. Korok with Melody. He's actually getting stunned a lot. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, here, Bat Rider. They have no idea this is going on right now. And they're going to steal Roshan right from underneath their noses. And that's going to be huge. Korok is very close to plenty. In fact, will pick up the Aegis. And that's going to be some extra gold, some extra experience going on the side of Korok, and that's not what you want. With the Mel doing so much damage early on to the Roshan, he's able to take it with a Blink Dagger, blinking in from the high ground. Nice play by Korok to get that. Now they've got 6 minutes where they have this Aegis, and they can look to fight, even with a Ravage, even with all the team fight they've got. Austin, his farm is getting very close to an Armlet. He has the Helm of Iron Will. I think he'll be going for an Armlet. Yes, he will.
Invisibility.
We're finished up right now. And now, what does GMU look to do with this? They have this Aegis right now on the side of Korok. Let's look at the hero level as well. Oh man, level 9 on the side of Chaos Knight, that's not good. Sven's level 12, so he's 3 levels behind their carry. But then again, Korok's level 14. He's not doing too bad, and considering he just got that solo rush, he's going to be in a pretty good position. They should look to fight or push something with his Aegis before it goes down. They've got a few minutes before it does go down. The first timer was about 21 minutes, so about till 27 is when they have time. Meanwhile, this top tower is actually getting pushed. They have a fortification. I don't think they will pop it. There's no TPs coming in just yet. Grouping up mid right now is the side of GMU where they want to take this tier 1 tower middle. And meanwhile, UT's actually going to keep pushing at this point. Blink Dagger is finished on the Tidehunter. That is very scary. That is something that you don't have to deal with. Fortification coming up on the side of Radiant. They're going to use this fortification to buy them some time to try to get this tier 2 tower in the top lane, and they could very well get it without I mean, there's not a rotation right now for GMU. There will be a fortification. Will they TP back, though? It doesn't look like it. Bottom tower is getting pressured by Korok right now. The tier 2 looks like it will go down. The trading towers all over the map at this point, and this doesn't favor GMU, but they're actually pushing the mid lane. Strafe doing a ton of damage. Now it looks like UT will try to push into the tier 3. That's probably when we'll see some TPs coming back on the side of GMU. They don't want to try to go for a base race here this early on. This tower is being pressured. TP's coming in. And man, this is going to be a big fight right here. Drew taking a lot of damage. If Korok comes in here and gets a few kills, oh, there it goes. There's the amount of damage. They want to get Drew sick. He will go down. No BKB pop for him. 1, 1, 2, 3. He's going to be taking a bit of damage. There's the reality of coming with a 4-second stun. He's going to go down. Stolen is Firefly. Korok still chasing. Will they be able to get a stun? And Pyrion's going to get away just fine. Styx is going to be, he's going to use his Shadow Walk and he'll be okay. But now a blink coming in from Korok. Yunji's in a bit of trouble. Going as fast as possible with the drums. Yunji getting slowed from Korok. Light Strike Array. Korok was trying to dodge it. He can't though. No stuns following up with Yunji. But they were able to defend the tier 3. They were able to get the tier 2 mid. Tier 1 bottom as well. So somehow GMU says, alright, let them take the tier 1 top and the tier 2 top as well. We'll TP in for the tier 3 defense, get a few kills. And with the God Strength, he was trying to push the tier 3 Sven was. And Korok gets the tier 1 top as well. So Korok playing extraordinarily well, getting the kill on Drew Sicko. This tower's still pretty low, though. That's the really scary part. And with this age is not even wasted, they can look to maybe push something else as well once this BKB is back up. There was no Ravage used on the side of the Tidehunter. They probably should have used that with that fight just to help them get away. But instead, they lose a few heroes doing it. But he still has his Blink Dagger. They still have a Ravage up. We'll look to see what happens next. Very exciting stuff. Oh my gosh. It's just the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Goldcraft's about even right now. Clink's plus the Korok on the TA. Looking very scary right now. Clink's going for a BKB next, so they realize they need BKBs to survive the Ravage, plus every other little thing from Lina and all that. So the Magic Immunity is going to be coming up from GMU pretty soon. UT's going to have to be pretty scared. BKB on this Sven. He's actually got a Hyperstone right now. Will he go AC is the question. Answer's probably going to be yes. Mithril Hammer coming in for Bounty Hunter could either be a Desolator or it could be that BKB. Blink Dagger, of course, finished up on the Bat Rider. Going for that Force Staff next. So items looking pretty good. Let's look at the net worth right now. Sven is actually not too far behind Korok, but I mean, it's pretty even with Clink's as well. So that's something else to keep in mind. And I'll keep this up for a little while. Sentry Ward is actually going to grab vision of this Observer Ward up top. Will they try to counter it? It looks like Rubik's heading there right now just to take care of it.
Double damage!
Bounty Hunter picking up a DD. And that's something you don't want to see. Pings coming everywhere from Yunji right now. Korok still has this Aegis, but not for much longer. He's actually got a Chrysalis, and that's very scary. Level 16, level 3 traps right now. We'll have that Daedalus soon if he can farm just a little bit longer. Roshan will be up in about 5 minutes. This Aegis is gone in about a minute, maybe even less, so I don't think they're going to try to do anything with this. They did get the gold, though. They got the experience from the Roshan, and that's exactly what they needed. And that really propelled them with that last team fight. Plus, pushing those towers was a really strong idea. Forcev is finished up for this Bat Rider right now. Drew Sicko is getting pretty close to an AC. Slowly but surely, he'll get there. And Pyrion, with this Blink Dagger Ravage, is never to, never count this fight, this team fight, out on the side of UT. And then again, once the BKBs are up on the side of GMU, I think that's probably when you can count out the team fight just a little bit. BKBs are up on Korok. Vale's getting there. He's very close. He's actually got 3,000 gold right now, so we'll purchase that up in just a second. Austin has his armlet finished up. Going for a BKB, it looks like as well, with the Mithril Hammer finished up. Just needs the Ogre Club plus the recipe. So BKBs will be up on their 3 main damage dealers, and that'll be the troubling part. Baroya and Ansfield being the supports, they're going to be lost to that Ravage probably, but that's okay. Aghanim Scepter is going the way of the Enchantress, or vice versa for that matter. And that's going to be a lot of right-click damage from Impetus. Look at this build on the Enchantress. Level 9, going for 3 points into enchant stats plus the Impetus damage. So not even going for the Nature's Attendants, which is a great heal, by the way. So I'm really surprised. Meanwhile, it looks like a smoke kick is actually happening on the side of UT right now. They're going to try to catch Korok out. He's going to TP out, though, just in time. Very smart play by him. I don't know if there was any wards where they smoked up. I didn't catch them smoke up. So good play by Korok to get out of there, not to get ganked there. There's an arrow coming in from Korok right now. He's saying they're going to head down this way. You need to be careful. And Pyrion's looking to kill somebody in the mid lane, but they're not here. They're actually all in the bottom lane. So safely away is Korok and his friends. GMU, George Mason University. Good stuff so far. Oh boy. And they do get seen out with the Centaur Warchief right now. They're still going to look for a gank, it looks like, though. Fails is not there. Korok's not there. They have to back up. Austin staying in the jungle, doesn't want to get found out. And now this is a waste of a smoke. UT wasted a lot of time letting Falls farm, as well as Korok. So just a lot of wasted time there, you know, playing ring around the rosy. Korok was thinking about the ancient stack, but he said no, maybe not. Well, actually, he's just stacking it up, excuse me. Okay. So realizing that he needs to get a little bit more gold, and will actually do so. He's getting very close to that Daedalus. It's going to take him some time, but he'll get there. And right now, we see both teams are sort of relegated to farming. And we see UT's actually going to try to push mid right now. Warcry is popped. Look at all these traps all over the map. And that's really the problem here with Templar Assassin. It gives you so much vision. Meanwhile, this tier 2 is getting pushed here. Warcry has been stolen. There's the blink coming in, followed by the lasso onto Korok. He's taking a ton of damage. There's the Laguna Blade. He's going to go down before he can even get there. Empyrean's going to go down. He cannot ravage. Drusika taking a ton of damage from Balls. Balls taking a lot of damage, but he's got a BKB. Going to try to take 1-1-2 out. There's the Reality Rift. Will he go down? He should be able to make it out safely. Fire flying away. TP coming out. They don't have vision on the high ground. He will get out of there just in time. So 3 for 1. Korok getting caught out with the lasso, but they were able to make sure that the Ravage didn't happen. Somehow the counter initiation, the silence, I think, was on the side of the Tidehunter. That's why he couldn't get that Ravage off. Excellent plays coming on the side of GMU. So just showing a little bit more patience, a little more hesitance, able to get those kills. Fall's doing so much damage as Clinks. He has that Orchid. He's got a BKB. He's taking a lot of damage from these Ancients, though. So really good plays there. The Reality Rift almost getting the kill on the Bat Rider, but he's able to live. And if that Bat Rider's gone, I think you see a rotation to another lane and a little bit of a push happening from the side of GMU. We only see one tier 2 tower left on the map for the side of GMU. There's 2 on the side of University of Toronto right now. Still only 1 Mythril Hammer for the Bounty Hunter. Yunji with Arcane Boots, Drums of Endurance. So 2 heroes within Drums of Endurance right now. Give them a few more charges of that. And pop it alternating in team fights. Looking at the net worth right now, Korok and Clinks are very scary. Balls is very scary. Drusika is not too far behind. They actually stacked these Ancients up, and he's cleaving them down pretty nicely. Hyperstone has been finished. He's still got a lot of gold. We'll try to finish off that AC soon. If it is an AC, it might be something else. It could be something like an EV. Maybe. I don't know. You never know. And the Clinks' farm is going really well. Desolator is actually finished up on the Bounty Hunter, so he doesn't go for the BKB, goes for the Desolator instead. And why not? He's not really getting picked off too much in these team fights. He will go down, of course, but there's not a whole lot of huge team fight abilities that is, you know, really needed to be worried about on the side of UT. But BKBs being finished up on the side of GMU is really important. As you see, there's 2 finished up, 1 on Falls, 1 on Korok, and of course, working towards his is going to be Austin right now, and he actually just finished it. So Ravage isn't useless, but it's certainly not as useful as it used to be. Roshan is available, and now it looks like GMU wants to rotate in there. There is a ward here, and they will spot this out. But it doesn't look like GMU just wants to go just yet.
Only other bats will know we're still here.
UT checking this out just to make sure they're not in there. Very smartly played. They have a sentry ward here, so no invisibility will go unnoticed.
Middle tower is under attack.
Korok just trapping on the other side of the river and wants to get some vision there. UNG farming some creeps. Level 11 right now. Looking at the heroes level right now, Korok right now, as well as the Clinks are 17 and 16 respectively. And everyone's pretty much even though, around 14. And of course, the Enchantress is the lowest level at level 10. We're going to see some push here happening into the tier 2. Rotations will come in. Is there a TP on falls? I'd imagine there is. There is for sure. He has BKB up as well. Tidehunter still with that Blink Ravage available. He has a Ghost Scepter also. That'll allow him to stay alive just a little bit longer. Austin popping his BKB, 4 seconds down. There's the Phantasm while Stick taking a ton of damage. Imperion looking to go for a Ravage, can't get it just yet. 112 is also taking a lot of damage. There's the Meld, there's the Blink coming in onto Yunji as well. Will he get the kill? Oh, not just yet. Drew's trying to take this around. There's going to be the Ravage pop. It is hit on forward. A lot of damage going there. Drew Sticka trying to clean this up. Austin will go down to the Stormhammer. Drew Sticka's going to try to turn this. Sven will get a double kill. Oh, now 112 is going to go back in as well. They can't afford to fight this. So 3 for 1 it looks like at this point. Good play to bait out those BKBs. Weren't able to get a lot of kills. There's the fortification. And now UT will have to back, it looks like. Oh, they're just going to back for a second. Popping up some urn charges. They're going to try to take this Gush onto Roy right now. Korok's very low. Doesn't have a bottle. Doesn't have any sort of regen right now. Tower will go down. Sven getting the last hit. So even though the BKB was popped, they weren't able to get any other kills except for the Bounty Hunter going down. Nice plays on the side of UT. Very back and forth game. And with that tier 2 gone, this is going to give UT some more breathing room right now. And Korok is having a tough time with his team. And the fact that they lost both of their carries plus Rubik is not good. Reaver going up for Sven right now, so he's actually building 2 separate things at this point. Looks like he'll go Heart of Trask next.
Illusion.
Looking at the graphs real quick. We will see 5,000 now experience going in favor of the Dire, but it was a lot more earlier on until that last fight happened. Gold is about even, and it's actually just popped to 2,500 after that last fight. I'm sure they got some track gold out of that. I wasn't really looking. They're actually going to try to take Roshan right now. Pink's coming out. They know that they're in there, but will they have time to take him off? Korok taking a lot of damage. They're trying to get this Roshan kill. It's very low. Will they be able to get it before the initiation happens from Sticks? Korok actually gets the Aegis, so free Roshan going on the side of GMU. And that's something that they needed after that last team fight. Korok will go back to regen, and then they'll maybe look to push this again. And once again, that Aegis only going for another 6 minutes. They'll have to look to initiate something, I think. They have plenty of levels. They've got plenty of items right now. They've got the BKBs. Ravage will be back up shortly, I think, on the side of the Tidehunter. In fact, 21 seconds. So they can't push into anything without realizing that their Ravage is up. UNG with Laguna Blade in that last fight, almost going down, barely surviving, does purchase up a Ghost Scepter, doesn't want to have to deal with too much right-click, and that's going to be really important. These Ghost Scepters, which you don't see a lot of in regular matchmaking and in pub games, often picked up in pro games, and UT very smart in picking those up. Don't want to get right-click too much. Force Staff has been finished up for Rubik. He's level 12 now. He's got a decent amount of items for being a support Rubik. Sven is actually doing very well as far as farm is going. He's actually surpassed Korok in terms of farm. Whether he tries to finish out this AC or Heart, I'm not sure yet, but he's got a lot of damage. He's got a lot of strength. He's got 2,300 health. He bought a recipe, put it on the courier. What was it? I didn't see. It is going to be the Heart of Trask recipe. The Vitality Booster plus the Heart is actually flying out to him right now. And that'll make him extraordinarily tanky, tough to kill, and that's going to be the problem. There is plenty of right click though, so that Heart will be, it's very useful against this team right now. But how much right click will it really stop? We will see a smoke gang coming in from Korok and friends right now. They do have a sentry ward. They just got found out right there. They passed right through it. They saw they're going to back up. They don't want to get caught out here. They actually could turn around as 5, wait for them, and go for something here. Korok actually will find Yuji out right now. They're going to be a Gush. BKB will be pops here on the side of Korok. There's going to be more BKBs. Last one's going to come in. There's a lot of Firefly damage going off. Austin taking a ton of damage. They're turning this around just fine. They were ready for this meld damage going out as well. There's the Stormhammer doing a ton of damage, plus the Ravage. Aegis will be popped. That's 4 for 1 on the side. UT, excellent plays there. Korok's got to get out, but he won't. Bills is in here now. He's committed to this. It's going to be a team wipe if he gets caught out. He's been fragged, he's been medallion. He will go down. That's 5 for 1 right now. Drew Sika getting an ultra kill. Excellent plays there. Realizing with this war, they were able to catch out and see, hey, you know, let's just sit up here on the high ground. We'll go and initiate on Yuji. We'll bait that out. We'll come in here. We'll use all of our abilities in this general area. fought him out. Fails came in at the last second and essentially should have not really minute that team fight at all. So UT somehow pulling this through, and in fact they're looking right now at a tier 3, maybe even some Raxes here. They don't have Korok for another 40 seconds, nor do they have points, but actually everybody's flying back right now. The ultimates are actually gone. They're going to have to back up. That was a full team buyback, it looked like. Blink coming in. There's going to be the trap coming in from Korok. They want to fight this. Really? Oh, there's the last one coming in from 1-1-2-3, plus the Stormhammer. Korok will go down immediately. Phantasm's going to fly out for Austin. He's going to try to get away. He's taking a bit of damage. Here comes Fails as well. There's so much damage. 3 seconds stun. Onto 1-1-2-3. Doesn't matter. Austin's going to go down. Fails is coming in. Warcry coming in right now. And so those buybacks were a little bit wasted. GG's going to be called for Korok. Go game 2, says Korok. Really good stuff. Oh, man. What a game that was. We'll be back in just a second, guys. I hope you enjoyed that one. A lot of fun.